Started playing when I was about 15. It's when I picked up a guitar and joined my first band, I guess. I learned how to play guitar with a band. We had a piano in the house. My mom bought a piano. She traded one for a fish tank. And I remember that. We had a big fish tank with a lot of fish. And she traded it for piano, and as soon as we got it, I couldn't stop. But I never got really, really good at piano. Banjo was recent. Surprised. Yeah, banjo was, I want to say about, I was living in LA about, maybe not so recent, 4 years ago. But I went to a music store, saw a really, really beat up old Fender. They had it for $80, so I picked it up. And then I kind of just stored it for a few years. So one day I picked it up and I said, let me try to learn this thing. Really, really different in terms of picking and style from a guitar, and I didn't think it would be. I thought it would be relatively the same, but it's weird. It's a weird instrument. I actually started listening to less bluegrass because I was spending so much time trying to just figure out the banjo itself as an instrument, and that's the banjo story. It's not that interesting. But the first band I was in was more of a pop punk kind of a band. It was a band here in Miami, Florida, and then it took a turn towards the, I guess what kids would, I don't know, the screaming, and it was still pop punk. And then I just kind of started getting more embarrassed that I was playing it more than anything. And that's the first band that I was in, and we were all just really good friends. So more than anything, it was the fact that we were all really good friends and kind of built this sound, and that's just what we were all listening to at the time. So that's what came out. And then after I moved to LA, I played in hardcore bands because I was always influenced by hardcore. I guess I've always been the kid that listened to heavier music. I like noise in general. I tried playing, grind and thrash and all that. I just got bored really easily, and I always found it hard to keep up with. So I kind of just gave up on the music for a while. Just kind of sat around, and I was building up my brewing career. That's when I went over to Germany for school, and so I focused on my brewing career a lot more. And then one day, I just picked up the banjo, like I said, started learning clawhammer, and then started working around that to see what else I could figure out. And then Perfect Wife was born. And to be honest, from Perfect Wife, Amigo the Devil was born. The project came after that song came into existence. The whole purpose of Amigo the Devil was to write songs that were simple enough to not be invasive, but substantial enough to be memorable to some extent, as opposed to trying to make sounds where silence should be, I guess. I'm trying to emphasize the silence. I feel like silence can be a lot louder than noise itself, especially if it's put in the right places. I'm not saying that I did it on purpose right away. It just sort of came to be because Dahmer Does Hollywood is a really lonely song as well. Perfect Wife at the end, there's a break that just, at the Cinematheque, I felt this very awkward silence, and I love it.
Lesson on building your head. What you need to be the king of this goddamn city.
I love the I don't know if it's just personal or if anyone else feels it, but it's tension. And I love the tension, and I love building the tension and then breaking it. And that's kind of what I try to structure the songs around. Every chance I get to work on a project that isn't, well, as most people that play music know, it gets really kind of single file in terms of, you play shows, you sell merch, you tour, you do this, and then it's really cool to get to work with projects outside, especially projects like the Beach Chronicles that are sort of its own little world. It's not really any single thing. It's just a real community, if you want to call it that. And I feel like that's what it will be. It will be a big community of different projects that are gonna keep growing and become a little city someday.